Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Greg, your co-host of the Grilling to Get Away podcast. Welcome back. We're glad you're back here for another week. This week, we're talking about, at least in this episode, we're talking about how we did at Meat Fest. So we were out at a barbecue competition over the weekend, and we just wanted to give you an update on how that went. We smoked up some sausage, some wings, and some ribs, and we walk you through kind of the process of what we did and our thought process in that. We also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all those that watched and shared our interviews on QVC and HSN. So we appreciate you all doing that. And then we mentioned a few upcoming events that we have going on. Jammin' on Janesville will be out there in person in Muskego, Wisconsin on June 3rd. And then also just a reminder about our backyard barbecue competition September 4th, 2020 here in Greenfield, Wisconsin. So if you are looking to get out and try your hand at maybe a barbecue competition in the friendly confines of Burn Pit BBQ supporters and friends, we encourage you to sign up for our newsletter on our website so you don't miss when that actual sign up is going to be. But we'll get that sign up and registration out soon. But no, we just want to say again, we appreciate you all for listening, and we're excited to kind of talk to you a little bit about what we did at Meat Fest. So here you go. Here's the next episode of Grilling to Get Away. Oftentimes, life is demanding, stressful, and just won't stop. When needing to take a break, we like to light up the charcoal and crack open a cold one. The Grilling to Get Away podcast is an ongoing conversation about all things barbecue and grilling, from our backyard to yours. So if you sometimes don't know what the heck you're doing, if you like to learn, and if you don't take yourself too seriously, you're in the right spot. Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Greg, your co-host of the Grilling to Get Away podcast, and I'm here with my buddy.
This is Ben.
Ben, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
God, you look a little rough, man.
Yeah. Just got done with a field trip. The kindergartners, we went to the Milwaukee Zoo.
Okay.
So my son is in a kindergarten class, and we were at the zoo all morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I only had 3 kids. I was a chaperone.
They only trusted you with 3.
Smart,
huh?
yeah. Thank
smart,
God.
Yeah.
But yesterday he told me it was going to be 7 plus him, and I was like,
that's too much.
Whoa.
Too much.
We'll talk to the teacher before we leave.
Yeah.
I'm not. 7 was no. There'd be no way, man. And like there are a ton of field trips going on, so tons of people all over. Here we are on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Does anybody work around here, Greg?
Did they have the concession stands open where you can maybe get adult beverage? I don't know if is that allowed like during field trips? Or is that frowned upon?
I think it's one of those things where it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. That's the way we like to do things around here, Ben. But no, I didn't see any that were open. I was right by. As I looked, because we were over by the bears, and I thought it was funny because there was a bear garden, which had beers, but no one was in there. So,
okay.
No, man, there was nothing there.
Oh, man.
But either way, it was a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, man.
Yeah,
I didn't lose any kids, so
that's good.
Yeah, it was a win.
It's a win for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I apologize. We're doing this during the middle of the day too, so we don't have any beers here for you.
That's okay. That's
just drink a little coffee.
Yep. Could probably use a nap after.
Probably use a nap. Go back, take a little nap. Okay. Well, we'll make this a quick one then.
No. Sure.
Yeah, but so. This episode, because the one we released earlier this week was Memorial Day, and we're making a new one here. We wanted to talk about kind of how things went at Meat Fest over there at Explorium. We had that competition for Hearthead, the nonprofit organization that helps raise mental health awareness, and it also helps to pay for mental health services for those that might not be able to afford them. So we were out there Saturday, and we just kind of wanted to go through that and debrief how things went, how our cooks went, and kind of what some of the things we did. But does that sound okay to you, Ben?
Absolutely, man. It was a great day. Had a really good turnout. Man, the grills were rolling pretty well. The weather was awesome. So yeah, overall was a couple of good cooks, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the event started Saturday morning. We kind of knew ahead of time what we'd be cooking, but we would get the meat that day of. So we had some sausage. So
was it what, about,
it was like,
what did you say, 2 feet?
2 feet, yeah.
2 feet long? When they gave it to us, it was all rolled up.
Yeah.
So it was kind of up to you to do what you wanted with it. It was just one big giant tube of sausage.
Yeah, tube of pork sausage.
Yep.
And then we got some wings, fully intact chicken wings.
About 12, you'd
12
say?
of them, yeah. And then we got 2 racks of baby back ribs. Mm-hmm. And so we had from 9 a.m., once we fired up the grills at 9 a.m.
9:30.
And then...
It's kind of loose rules.
Loose rules, yeah, it's okay. We were okay with that.
Absolutely.
We didn't prepare too much for this one.
Kept it simple.
We kept it simple, and then turn-in time was 2 o'clock, 2-ish. Yeah. Well, we didn't really have a turn-in. It was more like, hey, be ready because people are going to come testing your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they had tickets to come by and try. Depending on how many tickets they put in, they can either try like a rib, they could try a wing or a sausage. It was kind of their choice.
Yeah, it was like a fundraiser with a barbecue competition in the middle of it. And there was 6 of us competing from all walks of life, some that do it professionally as far as like cooking and catering, and some who were just buying grills the day of.
Yeah, there were 2 people bought the grills the day of. One of them, he was trying to set it up and he was like, I don't have time for this. So I kind of stopped like halfway through. Yeah. But oh man, it was a good time. It was cool. A lot of good people out. So if you came out, we appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you picked our stuff or at least had a chance to sample it.
Right. Yeah. They went pretty fast.
Yeah.
A lot of people showed up. So that's how they raised the money was the entrance fee from us as far as competitors. And then they sold tickets so you can go sample what we were making. And then they had like a silent auction type of thing going on too. So that was fun. That was great. But we're going to get into kind of what we did with the meats, right? So that's, I think that's important. Absolutely. So Ben, what grills did we use out there?
Yeah, man. So I just brought my 22-inch Weber kettle. And we kept it real simple that day, like we already talked about. And you had your Smoky Mountain. So nice, with the Smoky Mountain, we really primarily used that for the ribs, but we also threw the sausage on there for a bit too. And nice, low, slow.
Yeah, so mine's the 18-inch. I know they got some larger ones, but I had the smaller 18-inch,
which was perfect for that.
Perfect for that.
I don't
racks. Yeah,
I don't really feel like we, were hurting for room at all.
Oh no, no.
Felt pretty good and confident with what we had out there, and
Yeah, some of the other cooks had some trailers, some big trailers.
That one was huge, man.
Yeah, like the one that was next to us, Trilogy. Yeah, Trilogy Barbecue. Look them up.
Do catering.
They do catering here, kind of in the southeastern Wisconsin area, and they had a huge pull behind.
Yeah. Do you remember what he said? How many briskets he had on that?
Like 15.
Yeah. I thought it was like 20
more,
something like that. Yeah, it was huge. He full size briskets too. 15 to 20 sounds about right. Yeah. Maybe 25. But it was massive. So yeah, definitely Texas style. So. As you're looking for another caterer, check them out.
Yeah,
they're real nice, real friendly and stuff. That was cool too. It wasn't this competition wasn't too serious, Greg. Right. So you got to spend a little time talking to different people and talking to other cookers, other grillers.
With most of the people there, even though like Trilogy had the huge pull behind, like this was kind of their first actual
competition.
Yeah. They're used to catering and doing pop-up events.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like the competition stuff. So that was cool. We got to chat with them a little bit. Hear their background, how they got started, similar to us, during COVID. They just like got into barbecuing and grilling.
He jumped into it real fast.
Oh yeah.
He didn't what did he say? That was like his 4th smoker he bought? And he just kept going, getting bigger and bigger. And man, he dove in head first. So good for him.
Yeah. So we just had the Weber out there, the Smoky Mountain, and then the 22 kettle. Other rigs that we saw out there, one of the other ones had kind of similar setup that we did. We saw a couple double barrel, like a barrel on top of a barrel. That was
homemade,
homemade one.
Kind of a stacker and stuff, like stacked like smoker.
Yeah.
where he was just feeding in wood in the bottom and just had kind of a rack, in that second tier smoker, and just he let it ride. So
so that's how it's set up. And we primarily use the Smoky Mountain, and then fuel we used was lump charcoal from Cowboy, and then we kicked it off with some Kingsford. So I had some bricks. That's how we got started. We poured in about maybe a chimney and a half of Cowboy into the bottom already, lit up some bricks, and then put it on top and let it go. And that pretty much took us the entire time.
Yeah,
I think I only put in maybe a couple handfuls after that just to help keep it, nice, even temp. But then we used some pecan wood chips and then some Jack Daniel wood chips, so get some of that smoky flavor. But let's talk about prep. So we didn't do a lot of prep beforehand. we kind of talked about it.
Got the meat, the day of. So kind of tough to do prep right then, but that's okay. We made it work, and we had an idea on, I think, what we wanted to do, just kind of going into it, knowing the meats and kind of knowing the cook that we wanted. So yeah, let's start with the ribs, Greg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the recipe that I liked, and I always have kind of gravitated towards now, is smoke it for a few hours and then wrap it.
Yeah. First we soaked it. In the dock soda.
Yeah, good call. So we got the meats, and we were actually firing up the grill kind of at the same time. Mm-hmm. So we had some time to let the smokers get up to temperature. So we had some dock soda, and Doc is one of those ones that, Wisconsin company, and they have a pepper soda similar to like Dr. Pepper. Mm-hmm. And they support us. And
it breaks down the meat real nice and stuff, kind of tenderizes it a bit. So.
Yeah. So we put both of the ribs in that, soaked them, a couple cans. Mm-hmm. And then once the smokers were ready, we patted them dry, and then we rubbed them down with our Fire for Effect Sweet Heat Rub.
Yeah.
Did we add it? I don't remember. Did we add anything else to that rub? We didn't write anything down. We should have rubbed stuff down.
Yeah, well, live and learn, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that we did anything else. Honestly, I think we stuck with that. We might have done. I feel like we used fire in the hole quite a bit that day, but I don't think we touched on the ribs. Yeah. The ribs were kept pretty simple at the beginning, I'd say, with just kind of the dock and then the Fire for Effect, and then. After once we wrapped them, I'd say that's kind of where we really took an awesome turn. That was where it got a little bit more creative, a little bit more involved.
Because we only really had about 4 hours to smoke these things. By the time that the smoker got up to temp, it was about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we had only, until 2 o'clock before we started pulling them off.
Yeah.
So we smoked them for unwrapped for 2 hours on the bottom rack of the Weber. And
we poured some dock soda down in the water bowl, the pan in there so that would allow it to kind of flow up into the meat as well.
Mm-hmm. So after 2 hours of smoking at about 225, took them off and we wrapped them. So the way we wrap them, and the way that I've been liking kind of doing it recently, especially for like competition style, is you put a couple layers of tinfoil down. And then you put some butter, and then some brown sugar. In the past, I've used honey. This time we used some hot honey.
Some spicy honey. Had a nice little kick to it, which paired really well with the Fire for Effect, with the sweet heat. So, again, with the brown sugar, man, it really gave it a nice bark as well.
Yeah, and then a little bit of our Pogie Bait sweet honey sauce. So then you put that meat side down on top of all that stuff. And then on the back side, you do the same exact thing.
Same thing.
You put your butter down, you put your brown sugar, hot honey, and then the barbecue sauce. And then you wrap it up real tight.
And these already had the membrane off too, so we didn't have to worry about that, which was kind of nice. And then by having that membrane gone, it allows it to kind of sink down into that meat. And that's why you put it, the meat side down.
Yeah, and that's a good point too, because we knew that like this wasn't traditional kind of judging. We wanted to keep as much meat as possible on there, so we didn't do any trimming. We didn't try and make them real nice and even or pretty up front, because we knew we were going to need all that meat for the tasting, which we knew a lot of people were going to stop by. So, and thankfully we did that, because we knew some of our competitors were trimming and throwing away even at the end when they were taking the ribs off and trying to make them look pretty.
Yeah, I forgot that.
They were throwing like pieces that didn't look good away. I was like, oh, we should have saved those, because people are going to be wanting to try them regardless of how they look. So.
Yeah. We had a couple like ones towards the end were a little bit crispy. Mm-hmm. Like, man, I remember one lady like, put it in the little pan for her, and she goes, "Ooh, can I have that one?" I was like, this one. She's like, "Yeah, I love it when it's burnt like that." Like, absolutely, it's all yours.
It's all yours.
God bless you.
Yeah, so we wrapped them up and then we put them on only for about an hour because we didn't have that much time, and then we unwrapped them again. And they were looking really good. Yeah. And so we unwrapped them and then we sauced them, put a nice even layer of sauce on top. And then we put them back on the smoker for about another hour. By this time, the temp had kind of kicked up to about 300. So they were pretty much done at that point when we pulled them off at 4 hours.
Yeah. I don't think we would have gone any longer.
No, I mean, they look. Honestly, they looked real good.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit overdone for a competition if we were going into like an actual, barbecue competition where the judges are going to be looking at like teeth imprints and all that kind of stuff. This was kind of more, we knew we were trying to please a crowd as opposed to a few judges. So we went more towards the, well done side with the pull off the bone. They look good. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to taste too much.
No.
I trust my process because there were so many people there already just wanting to, and they were gone within a few minutes. So.
I don't even know if it lasted 20 minutes. Yeah. Maybe 15. It was gone. So yeah, which was we got a lot of good feedback on it. So
they like some of the sweetness of it. Then some of the heat to it as well.
Yeah. This was kind of the fun part too, by having, the 3 different meats that, we prepped differently. So kind of while the ribs were soaking and again, the smokers are getting up at temp, we had the wings. And like Greg said, they were, full wings. So we only had about 12, so we cut them down. So we'd have more for people to sample. Yeah. So again, we took the end part off and then split it. So you had, your drumstick and then the flapper.
Yeah, we wanted to make as many pieces as possible so people could try it. Mm-hmm. So we didn't keep them together.
No, so separate out the drumstick from the flat, and that I think it was a great idea. Yeah, honestly, I mean it gave a lot. I think I don't think they would have been as good had we kept them.
Yeah,
it was one big one.
So you did a lot of prepping to work with these with the wings. So what? When we were prepping them, we knew we had time because the wings were probably the last thing that we were going to be doing because it didn't take long to cook wings.
We smoked those for about an hour.
We marinated them first, right, for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. We marinated them in our sticky fire. So that's our it's got a nice kick to it. Our hotter barbecue sauce. And we threw some fire in the hole in there too. Mm-hmm. So to give them like a nice kind of kick and just let it ride. We let it ride in the cooler for, I think we saw some marinated those at starting at 10 o'clock. Yeah. And we took them out and probably threw them on the smoker around 12:45-ish.
Yeah, around 1, I think. Was when we were looking at it.
And really, when we pulled them off and put them on the smoker, we did them indirect heat. Mm-hmm. So
we had the Weber kettle up and running it by that point, so we set it up for indirect grilling there.
Yeah, and we used the hardwood on that, and threw in a chunk of apple wood too. Yep, just kind of for a little bit of sweetness in there, and then we hit it with pop smoke. So our Memphis style rub, right on the grill. So put them right on and then season them with that and a little bit more of fire in the hole. So it'd have that kick. And we let them just sit and smoke for an hour.
Yeah. And
then for the last about 15 minutes, we moved them directly over the coals. Mm-hmm. Kind of crisp up just a touch and we sauced them.
Yeah. So
that one we sauced with.
We threw everything on. Yeah.
I think we threw all 3 on there, to be honest. So a little bit more of sticky fire for a little bit more of a touch of a kick. QRF, so our bold kind of more traditional barbecue sauce, and then we did have a little bit of pokey bait, so our sweet honey, and we put them on there and let it ride.
Put them on there and let them just smoked just a little bit longer.
15 minutes?
Yeah,
and then pulled them
off. They look phenomenal. Again, didn't get a chance to try it because there's just so few of them that we wanted to make sure other people could have them.
A lot of people had good feedback on those too.
Yeah, they came over and just said, hey, they're on point. Yeah,
I think people like the wings better than the
ribs.
The ribs.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably a good assessment. Yeah. I was just from looking at them and doing them. I mean, they looked amazing. Yeah. Like I wanted to dig into.
Yeah, those. Right. you and I could have sat and just crushed them. Should have told people, they're all gone.
They're all gone. Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
No, I mean they from the stuff that we put on there, you'd have a nice subtle heat to it, but then nothing that's going to overpower you. You're going to get a little bit of that smoky flavor, and then also you're going to get a little bit of that crunch because we put it right over the fire to char them up just a little bit. But they still look like they're professionally done. Yeah. Even though we don't claim to be professionals, they look pretty good.
Yeah.
Very happy with the wings turned out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We're pumped about that.
Yeah.
Then the last part, Greg, is the sausage.
Yeah. This one we were talking about a little bit. We didn't know exactly what we were going to do.
Well, we didn't really know what type of sausage it would be when we got there either. Yeah. So, we kind of had an idea.
We didn't know if we were going to get links. We didn't know if we were going to get just a small piece. We didn't know if we were going to be, but he gave us a roll of, sausage.
Yeah. So this one, again, we had talked about it a bit before. We wanted to do something kind of like poor man's burnt ends. It was a little bit tougher with kind of this type of sausage, I'd say. Mm-hmm. But so what we ended up doing is, we kind of looked down the row and you had other people who were, making it almost into like brats where, they were rolling them.
They're twisting
about, like 3 inches long, maybe.
Yeah.
Give or take, and cooking them that way. We ended up going a different route. We just left it whole, like how it was in the pan, and went up to the bartender and asked for a pitcher of the Cream City Crusher, and that's at a beer at the Explorium.
Yeah, they make their own beer, and this is one of their most, I think, at least for me, like I like it a lot. Yeah, it's one of the most popular favorite, beers that they have. They're on tap, so Ben went up to the bar at 10 o'clock in the morning and said, "Hey,
not the first time.
Yeah, give me a pitcher."
Yeah, and they were awesome. They got one ready for us. It was, what did we get, Greg? It was like in it was bigger than a pitcher, and it was, it had kind of different quart sizes on there, and
it was like a big, almost like 2 gallons.
Yeah, right. And
pitcher.
She goes, "How much do you need now?" I wasn't really positive, so I went with about 2.5 quarts.
Yeah,
figured that was safe, and we ended up only needing about a quart of it.
Yeah.
So it worked out. We had a little bit left.
Yeah, the meat only needed about a quart.
The meat, we
took care of the rest.
Made sure it was.
They gave us some cups to go.
She laughed. She's like, "Well, here's some cups just in case you have any leftovers." So appreciated her thinking about us, in that kind of sense. But and that's we let it sit in the cooler for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, and soaking in the beer.
Yeah, and then we actually smoked it right in the beer too. So put it in this the Smoky Mountain right on that kind of the top rack.
Yeah, yep.
And just let it smoke. And man, I'll be honest, like we kind of had an idea of like what we wanted to do when we pulled it off. So that was something we pulled off about 10 minutes before.
Yeah.
And we drained the beer out and we started cutting it, like kind of cubing it in about half inch, give or take.
Yep.
Half inch to maybe an inch, some of them.
Yeah.
But man, they were just like falling apart almost. Yeah. It cut real nice and easy. With the beer, like God, they had such good flavor.
Yeah, real tender.
Yeah, we really didn't add.
No, I mean, like honestly, we saved a little bit of the beer,
a little bit,
and poured it back into after we cut it all up. Just a little bit of sauce that I put in there.
What sauce did you use, Greg?
I used Sticky Fire, just a little bit. Like you could barely taste it, but it was just
just for a little heat. But
yeah,
I don't even think it really had much heat at all.
No, it was more on the sweeter side because
with the beer,
with the Cream City Crusher, that tends to be maybe a little more citrusy. So yeah, I mean, it turned out great. It was like right off the grill, it was really good. Yeah. Now, if I had to go back and do it again, I'd probably let it crisp up a little bit more.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'd probably take it out of the beer a little bit sooner and get it over a direct fire just a little bit, just so it can crisp up a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I thought it turned out pretty good for kind of really trying something different, going up to the bar that day of and be like, hey, what should we do? And then letting it ride. I thought it turned out pretty well, but yeah, I mean, again, we were just up for trying something different that time. And again, turned out well, but if I could go back and do it again, I'd probably maybe just get a little bit char on there.
Sure. Yeah, I think that was tough because it seemed like the top had some, and we tried to flip it. Yeah. But that's kind of that middle section, that was missing that a little bit. But no, like Greg said, it was, we kind of talk about kind of dangerous times to try something new, and obviously a competition, I'd say, is not the best time to do that. But again, we were going into it. We kind of had an idea. We knew what we wanted to do with it. But we changed. We ended up
mid.
Once we tried it, we were like, oh, let's not do that at all. Let's just kind of keep it
the way it
is.
Just
like this. This is awesome. So
we called it audible.
And we sure did. Yeah. Took a left turn there, and I don't know, man. I thought it was awesome. Yeah. I was pretty happy. I didn't get to try too many of the other people's stuff.
Yeah, I didn't get to try anybody else's stuff.
Yeah, that was all we had left, towards the end. So a lot of people coming up. Do you have anything? We got sausage.
We got sausage here. Yeah, a lot of sausage left. But it was good. No, again, like I felt like from a teamwork perspective, like we were on point, like from just, working together, making sure everything was in its place.
Not taking it too seriously.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, it was a competition for charity. We were having a good time. We were seeing what the other people were doing. Spoiler alert, we didn't win. But like at the same time, like we weren't there necessary to kind of win. Obviously, we want to put our best foot forward because we're representing our brand and who we are. But at the same time, we want to try different stuff. We want to see what other people are making. And we also want to have a good time. So, the team that won, they were one of the ones that bought a grill the day of, and sometimes that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they were very excited, which is awesome for them.
Yep.
They took first place. And then second place got a prize too. It was a gentleman who brought his own kind of trailer. I think he does some catering. But yeah, I mean, congrats to those, teams. It was awesome for them. Again, we had a good time. We got to meet some awesome people. And it's always a good day when you get to smoke up some meats all day.
Absolutely. Yeah. We definitely got away a bit that day, which was cool. But yeah, it's a different feel doing the competition versus, just kind of doing it in your backyard. Obviously you want to make sure the meat's fully cooked.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you're turning in a good product and stuff, which, I'll be honest, again, even though we didn't win, I wasn't disappointed with what we cooked up at all.
No,
I was pumped about it, to be honest. So
I mean, the ultimate test is, would I feed this to my family and my friends? And, that stuff that we did, of course I would do that. Yeah. It was good. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, anything else from that competition that you thought would be something to share or mention to the listeners that might help them at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's even though we got to meet the day of, we still hadn't kind of going into it an idea of what we wanted to do. We made sure we kind of talked about it a bit ahead of time, and that we had enough product and everything there to work with what we had. I mean, I don't think there was one thing that we were just like, oh man, I wish we had this, but we didn't. And there was a bunch of stuff that we had that we didn't use.
Right.
So we were kind of over prepared.
So yeah, some of the things that
I was trying to think. Did we spritz the ribs at all?
We didn't spritz.
I didn't think so.
We usually do.
Yeah.
But it was. But I think because we poured the dock into the water pan, we were like, okay, let's just let it ride.
Yeah.
We didn't want to open up it too many times because we had a short cook time.
And we talked about it too. Yeah. We talked about spritzing, but just it never seemed like it dried out. I mean, they looked good. So
yeah. Again, we were short on time, so we don't want to keep opening it up and spritzing it. But yeah, I think things that helps, us be prepared. We had a lot of tins available. Like we brought our own tin foil,
knives, stuff to cut, stuff to gloves, soak the ribs in and stuff.
Yeah. So having a lot of that stuff available,
garbage bags,
that, just from other cooks that we've done, we've learned from, like, these are things like we need to have.
Plenty of charcoal too. If we and multiple different options. I think we had four different kind of wood chips too, like chunks and stuff. So
again, not very like we didn't have like a by the book, like this is what we're gonna do. We were kind of how we do it in the backyard. What are we feeling today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it fun. I mean, that's kind of, I think that's, we're trying not to take it too serious.
Yeah.
Again, if we would have won, awesome. Right. But at the same time, I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
I felt great about the cup, man.
Yeah. I felt great too, man. Yeah. It was, I felt happy for the people that won.
For sure. Yeah, she was so
psyched, and her family was psyched.
Yeah.
So obviously, we're gracious, and we went up and said, hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
And same with the second place. Like it, those types of things is always fun to see. Other people celebrating. So no, we weren't disappointed at all. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of sums it up. Again, we're not, we don't do a lot of competitions. So, I mean, if you are a comp team or whatever, I'm sure you have a lot of things in place where you're always testing and trying new things. Sure. And then also before the competition, not during the competition.
Have it down pat.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would be a suggestion is if you are going into a competition and you're looking to win, you probably usually want to test a few things beforehand and then have your recipe and your timing and your timeline down before you go into those, as opposed to deciding the day of, right? But if you're looking to have a good time like we are, sometimes you got to go with your gut.
Yeah. I don't think another important thing too there, Greg, is just, don't be afraid to try things, but also don't be like right in the middle of it. Like I said, with the sausage and stuff, we just decided right then and there, like, hey, let's not tweak this at all.
Yeah, it tastes real good.
Keep it simple, man.
You gave me that piece. I was like, man, this tastes really good. Let's not do anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's okay too in the middle of it. Like,
yeah. No, it was a good time, and we're looking forward to our competition.
Absolutely.
So if you are in the Milwaukee area, or if you want to travel to the Milwaukee area for a competition, we're going to have our second annual backyard barbecue competition September 4th, 2022 at the Explorium Brew Pub in Greenfield, Wisconsin. And it's going to be a little bit bigger. So we had about 16 teams last year. We're shooting for 20 this year. We're going to for sure do some ribs, some baby back ribs, still deciding on the second meat. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. We'll fire up the grills early in the morning, all day. We're going to have band. We're going to have Bloody Mary bar. We're going to have raising money for a veteran organization. We haven't named that one yet, but we will soon. But again, this is more for your backyard folks. If you're looking to try your hand at competition for the first time, or if you're just looking to get out and have some fun with your buddies, this would be a good opportunity for you to do that. Everybody's welcome. Except we are not allowing pro teams. So if you compete on a pro level and or if we're on a competition team with that team, you can't compete in ours because it's strictly kind of for the backyard or amateur folk. So that's the only rule kind of stipulation. We'll have a partner, Jack Daniels, will be on hand again. They've committed to being there and helping supply with some awesome drinks and then gifts and awards for winners. And then we got some other partnerships we're trying to line up here too. So it should be a good day, even if you're not in the competition scene, to come out and try your hand. And then we're going to do community tasting again. We'll have some official judging, and we'll have people come out too where you can buy tickets and VIP tickets to taste what everybody's cooking up. If you want more information on that, make sure you follow us on our social media pages, Burn Pit BBQ, and then also on our website, sign up for our newsletter so you don't miss out the opportunity to get in, burnpitbbq.com. But we have that coming up again September 4th, so we're looking forward to that.
Yeah. One other big thing, too, that we need to mention and kind of thank everyone for was all the support with being on QVC, HSN, and TMJ4 last week.
Yeah.
That was a big day, man. We were on TV 6 times. 6 times.
Yeah.
In one day. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Pretty cool.
For radio.
Yeah. So, we want to thank everyone, all the support that we received and stuff. It was awesome. It was definitely something different to be live like that. Mm-hmm. On 4 different sessions through HSN and QVC, and then had a recording on TMJ for the local news.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for everybody that tuned in, that reached out to us to share that they saw us and, share with their networks and their friends just about our story and our journey to where we're at today. with the company and everything that's going on. It's been awesome. We really appreciate you all. We wouldn't be here without you all. So yeah, thank you so much. That was awesome.
What else, Greg?
What else? No, I don't think you got it. What's coming up this week? With
this week, Friday. Well, let's talk about jamming on Janesville.
Oh yeah,
that'll be coming up. Yeah, we'll be busy. We'll be out and about a bit. So jamming on Janesville is Friday.
Yeah, so this Friday, June 3rd, I believe it is, right?
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah,
June 3rd, Muskego.
Yep.
Jamming on Janesville, the annual kind of party on the road there. We'll be in front of the lodge there in Janesville, so you can come see us there. We'll have some samples where you can try some of the rubs and sauces, but we'll also be selling our products too. So you can, if you're in the Muskego area, feel free to stop on by.
Should be a good time to get out there.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. So, yeah. Other than that, like what kind of cooks you got coming up?
Man, I don't know. I usually kind of have an idea. Right now, I'm not sure. So
it's been a kind of a crazy couple weeks.
It's been a little bit busy lately. I just I'd asked my wife to take out some burger, some hamburger meat this morning. So I'm planning on maybe just some burgers.
Okay.
Something nice, light, something to kind of get me back from the Jack Daniel's massacre. But I mean, again, I didn't mind them, but
okay.
Yeah, something like that, man. Something just kind of quick, easy, but definitely get out and cook something.
Good. Well, I've got the
roast. I never gonna let it down, Greg.
You're dead to me.
Yeah, here we go.
Well, we got to make some room, buddy. Good news, the cow's being processed now. So I got to make some room in the freezer. I've got some beef ribs that I'm going to be smoking up here this weekend. Don't know how I'm going to do them yet. I'm probably going to keep it real simple: salt, pepper, garlic, maybe, and low and slow.
Okay.
But next time I'll let you know how they go.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm going to take them out after this podcast.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'll remind you.
Yeah. But good. No, it's awesome. Hey, we'll let you know how that stuff goes. If you come see us, we appreciate it. But otherwise, we appreciate y'all listening. Again, if wherever you listen to this podcast, go ahead. Only thing we ask is to help, continue to spread the word, share, like, subscribe, leave us a review. We appreciate it. Help us reach, new people that might be starting their grilling journeys. Yeah.
Any tips, tricks, recipes, anything like that, feel free to send them our way. We're happy to talk about things or try things out and review it on this podcast. So let us know if we can do anything like that. But again, thanks everyone for listening and all the support. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week.
Take it easy.
Cheers.